Jujutsu Kaisen is arguably one of the greatest shonens of this generation. I've been following it since day one, and let me just say, it gets better and better after every chapter. Jujutsu Kaisen is truly remarkable. For those of you who don't know me, my name's JPVGA, and welcome to my place on the internet. Today we're going to be diving into Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2. It's been well over 2 months, so I feel like now is appropriate time to talk about it. Alright, let's go ahead and get into it. This video will contain major spoilers to the Jujutsu Kaisen anime and manga. On December 7th, 1989, the first person in existence was born with both the limitless technique and the 6 eyes. With both of these abilities, this boy would be known to the cursed world as the strongest person in existence. Some people believe that this boy is stronger than the King of Curses himself, Sukuna. Gojo Satoru was truly a remarkable child, and his powers would showcase to the world that humans were stronger than curses. While attending Jujutsu High, Satoru Gojo made friends with the so-called second strongest student in the school, Suguru Geto. Little did they know that this friendship would lead to the biggest conflict known to mankind. During their time at Jujutsu High, they both split ways, because they both have different opinions on how they should contribute to the cursed world. Gojo believes in protecting all people and using his technique to do so. Suguru Geto believes in curse manipulation, which is mostly because of his technique. Fast forward into the future, Suguru Geto has created a plan to eliminate the threat known as Satoru Gojo, and he's going to do so by stealing him. Geto believes that Gojo is a major threat to his plan of creating a society where no Jujutsu sorcerers exist. And after a long, tedious time of planning, he puts his plan into motion. Suguru Geto, or Kanjaku, the sorcerer controlling his body, attempts his plan on October 31st and succeeds in sealing Satoru Gojo. Having to experience this at first hand, as a new type sorcerer, Yuji Itadori fights for his life in this chaotic power control between light and darkness. He has to overcome his fears and his hardships to become the strongest in the world, because if he doesn't, Sukuna, that curse that lives rent-free in his body, will fully take over, which poses a major threat to this world. This is the main concept to Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, and although that is just a basic shonen concept, it's presented so well. It honestly has one of the greatest plots in any manga. It's an amazing concept. I just absolutely love the plot of this show. You're going to be emotionally wrecked when you finish this season, and it's mostly because of the character deaths. Jujutsu Kaisen has some of the greatest characters in modern shonen, and I know that sounds like an overstatement, but I honestly stand by that. The character dynamics between Gojo Satoru and Suguru Geto is just unmatched. It reminds me of the first Yakuza 0 game. We had the good guy Kazuma Kiryu and the bad guy Goro Majima. Both of these characters thought that they were the good guy. It was a clash between light and darkness, and that's what I see in Suguru Geto and Gojo Satoru. Another thing that I would love to talk about is how emotionally connected you are to some of these characters. By the second season, these characters literally start to become part of your family, and it's just so hard to see them go. When Nanami died, it honestly crushed me, and it wasn't because of his death, but it was because of Yuji's response. The way that the story is presented makes you feel for characters you don't know a lot about, like when Toji Zenin died. I mean, we were literally just introduced to that guy, and I know a lot of people were crushed by his death. Some of the character designs in Jujutsu Kaisen are also very creative. Like my boy Mr. Krabs was literally pulling up, and I'm not even joking. I bet Akutami was just thinking, let's just make a jacked Mr. Krabs and we'll call it a day, and he could be one of the main bad guys. You know, I feel like that would work. Speaking of the villains, I love the way that they're still kind of children, you know? It seems like they had just been created, and they want to play and discover the world, and I absolutely love that about the villains. It reminds me of this one meme I saw on the internet where they're like, here are the villains of Jujutsu Kaisen and here are the heroes. It's honestly kind of hilarious. This scene kind of reminded me of Five Nights at Freddy's, because you know, the animatronics were still little kids. They still wanted to play, they still wanted to have fun. Side note, how come every single video that I've made on this page relates back to Five Nights at Freddy's? Moving on, the characters were just so well done, and I can't wait to see them progress through Season 3. Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2 honestly has some of the greatest animation I have seen in my entire life. I've been waiting since the start of the video to talk about it. Let's talk about it. If I had a penny for every single time I got up and started clapping and screaming after every fight in this season, I'd probably have a whole dollar. Every battle was so so well animated. Jujutsu Kaisen did something so unique to their animation, I've honestly haven't seen this anywhere else in any piece of media. They took and I mean MS Paint simple light drawings and animated them to perfection. Some of the drawings look really wonky and really complex and really just don't make sense. But when they're compiled together in this art style, it looks fantastic. It just goes to show you don't have to be like everybody else and make complex animations. You can literally make the characters look like smudges, and if it's executed correctly, it could look like Jujutsu Kaisen. After seeing the success of Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, I feel like every single studio is going to start making their animations like this. When you're watching the show, you literally feel like you are there. The animation is just so colorful and vibrant. I absolutely adore it. I wanted to devote this section of the video to every single animator working at Studio Mappa. You guys are absolutely incredible. I would even go on to say that you guys are some of the best animators in media today. Thank you for all of your hard work, and thank you for bringing this beautiful story to life. It wouldn't have been possible without you guys. Again, thank you. When first preparing this video, I really wanted to talk about the battles, but right now, and I'm going to be completely honest with you, I literally have no words. Some of these battles are embedded into my mind. I literally recite the battles word from word. I'd be spending time with my family and I just randomly say, "You can see it. You can see my curse technique." And they're all like, "Bro, you alright? Like, what are you talking about?" That's how big of an impression these battles had on my mind. And I know this sounds crazy, but I'm even going to compare some of these battles to the Dark Tournament in Yu Yu Hakusho. All of them felt that classic. I mean, they're going to be talked about for years. I could make an entirely separate video covering my favorite battles, and if this video gets 500 likes, I will definitely do so. But for now, I'm just going to leave you with one simple sentence. Jujutsu Kaisen is arguably the greatest battle shonen of this generation. And this isn't just an opinion, this is a fact. This show absolutely blew me away. Every single scene that this man was in, bro, Toji Zenin, he absolutely was an amazing character. I was honestly freaking out every single scene that he was in. I'm not joking. He's arguably one of my favorite Jujutsu Kaisen characters, and it's not even close. The Shibuya incident was honestly truly an amazing experience. I know that kind of sounds weird, but for us anime fans, this was amazing. This was like a classic shonen arc. It was so well done when it came to its characters and its scenery and its soundtrack, dude. The soundtrack was absolutely spectacular. I've never seen a show where it's like, oh, we're going to switch up the soundtrack completely. It's not even going to sound like the same show. But somehow they made it work, and it sounds phenomenal. The battles were so good in this season. Let me just name a couple of them. We had Nobara versus Mahito, Sukuna versus Joko, and let me just say, that was one of the best animated episodes I have ever seen. Dude, that fight literally had me standing up clapping, dude. That fight was absolutely insane. See, also all my favorite characters die. We had Nanami die, we had Nobara die. It was very upsetting. To see how Yuji reacted to their deaths was honestly super realistic and very, very well done. I mean, like, it was phenomenal. Another thing that I really loved about this season, it was that everyone in the world was engrossed in it. I remember being a day one fan of Jujutsu Kaisen when it first came out, and hardly anyone knew what I was talking about. But, like, just through the TikToks of Sukuna and the Gojo, and it's just such an amazing community to be a part of. We're all going to be looking back and be like, yeah, I was there when that happened. I was there with Sukuna fight Gojo. I was there. That's what I want to be like when this show eventually comes to an end. I've watched the anime and I read the manga, and honestly, it really, really helps. To reading the manga, I feel like I can really understand this show a lot better, because a lot of the time, it can be very confusing. Especially when it comes to their curse techniques and their domains. I feel like that could be confusing for a lot of people. I have a little bit of a critique, and I feel like this is just coming from me as an anime fan, but honestly, That beginning arc was super short. Gojo could have literally fought Toji for about 24 episodes, and that could have been Season 2, Part 1. And then Shibuya could have been Season 2, Part 2. I feel like that would have worked a lot better, but I still really adored it. I believe it was only one episode where Gojo really fought Toji, and then Toji just died, and then that was it, which I thought was kind of stupid. I mean, I've watched Naruto, I watched Bleach, and I've watched One Piece, and in those shows, they literally fight for like 50 episodes, and then that's the arc. Especially with Toji's impact on the story, Toji versus Gojo could have been a whole thing. It could have been like 24 episodes long at least. To be completely honest with all of you, Mahoraga versus Sukuna was the greatest fight in like forever. The fight that I believe that is better than this fight is honestly Luffy versus Kaido because Gear 5. But dude, I've never watched a show where I've had my mouth open literally for like 46 minutes straight watching Sukuna just tear apart this curse, bro. It was absolutely phenomenal. I know this is a crazy thing to say, but I would honestly even say that some of the scenes in this battle were better animated than Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. And I said it. This fight showcased what Jujutsu Kaisen is truly all about, and that is the battles. They did such an amazing job with this fight, and I stand by my opinion. This was the best fight in like the last decade. I was just thinking to myself, imagine when we get Gojo versus Sukuna. Just picture that. Imagine how beautiful the animation is going to look. Jujutsu Kaisen is truly a remarkable series. It brought us all together as an anime community, and it completely destroyed us. And no matter how you look at it, Jujutsu Kaisen is the #1 original shonen of the decade. Let me know if you liked this video, and let me know if you want more Jujutsu Kaisen content. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.